Is Ronaldo past his prime? Throughout his successful career, Cristiano Ronaldo has been a prolific scorer and a powerful force in England, Spain, and Italy. But how his playing style changed as a result of his successes with Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Juventus? And most importantly, is Ronaldo past his prime? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the rise and shine of this legendary player and his evolution as a player over the past few years. The entire crowd always cheers enthusiastically whenever Cristiano Ronaldo enters the pitch. He deserves all the love and admiration from people all around the world because of his outstanding career, reputation, and fan base. At age 17, Cristiano Ronaldo made his professional debut for sports, playing at halftime of a UEFA Cup match against Partizan at Sporting's home stadium. You could tell he was not fully developed physically. He was slim and tall with a shirt flowing, and not just because that was the trend at the time. Everybody was aware that they were dealing with something extraordinary, but as is common with young athletes, there was concern about mental exhaustion, maybe a haziness about how to employ him to his greatest advantage. He had occasionally played more centrally at the junior level, but was almost primarily employed wide in the first team, as is typical for players breaking through. Most people are familiar with the story of how Sir Alex Ferguson was inspired to sign Ronaldo after he sparkled in a preparatory match between Manchester United and Sporting in August 2003. However, United had been interested in Ronaldo for some time, and from what we can tell, the match didn't so much convince Ferguson to sign the 18-year-old as it did convince him to bring Ronaldo to Old Trafford immediately, rather than leave him there for a season on loan at Sporting. The Ronaldo that came to England and took over David Beckham's number 7 United jersey after Becks left for Real Madrid was a near relative of the Sporting version. He was like unmolded clay that was eager to try new things. The only way he knew how to express himself was through dribbling and outlasting opponents. Although Ronaldo's Premier League statistics from that time period are just comprised of goals and assists, they support the idea that he was still developing. Although his averages of 0.26 non-penalty goals and 0.26 assists were not terrible for his age, they did not provide many hints as to what would transpire in the following phase of his growth. In his performance at Euro 2004, when he was a 19-year-old who jumped into the last years of Portugal's golden generation, even if the sample size was lower, Ronaldo led the tournament in dribbling attempts, 7.79, and his 4.1 shots on goal were among the most of any player. Selling Van Nistelrooy to Real Madrid in the summer of 2006 was a pivotal move taken by United, as it paved the door for the further growth of Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney, another talented young forward born in 1985. In 5 seasons, Van Nistelrooy, who had just turned 30, had scored 150 goals across all competitions. But rather than replacing him immediately, Ferguson entered the 2006-07 season with an offensive core whose members all lacked experience. United had endured its greatest 15-year league-winning drought and had ended an average of 14 points behind first place in each of the previous 3 seasons. In essence, Ferguson was giving Ronaldo and Rooney the team's control by only adding deep-lying midfielder Michael Carrick prior to the 2006-07 season. United succeeded in the Champions League, reaching a semi-final and 2 finals, winning it all in 2007-08. And won 3 straight league championships. Only 5 times in the last 50 years has the club advanced to the Final 4 of the Champions League or European Cup. 3 of those times occurred during this time, when Ronaldo was on a tear. Ronaldo would have joined Real Madrid in the summer of 2008 if it weren't for Ferguson's veto and a gentleman's agreement. He changed it instead a year later as part of what was arguably the greatest and most costly renovation in history. His then record payment was 94 million euros, $102 million. Freaked out. When Madrid ended 15 points behind Barcelona, Mourinho went to battle with the media, the players, and the opposition clubs. Ronaldo, who had led before only by example, rose to fame in the locker room. Ronaldo's presence in the box spiked, and he started attempting more dribbles. For the first time in his career, he shot more from inside the box than from outside. Ronaldo scored 22 goals in the Liga and 9 in the Champions League during the 2013-14 season, but his knee injury continued and kept him out of several matches. He struggled at the World Cup, scoring just 1 goal as Portugal was eliminated in the group stage despite his constant output. He underwent a physical makeover in 2014-15, despite playing through an injury, losing weight to reduce strain on his knee, and better take advantage of his opponent's deficiencies. In order to become a physically powerful center forward, Ronaldo had to gradually cut down on his dribbling efforts and improve his effectiveness in the box. Despite having knee problems, he managed to maintain his shooting volume and quality while scoring 29 league goals from open play. In 2014-15, he had the fewest attempts to dribble and the fewest tackles plus interceptions in his career. But after Zidane took over for Benitez, he scored 16 goals in Europe, and Madrid won the Champions League in May 2016. There is, however, no denying that each athlete has a limited shelf life in any sport. No matter how much potential someone has, it all comes down to how physically fit they are at a particular age. Sadly, the fans and other witnesses have seen that he has dropped from being the quickest player on the pitch to just one of them. The quantity of goals he used to score from outside the box has obviously decreased as a result. A number of factors have caused the 38-year-old Portuguese to perform below his peak. Let's look at them now. Ronaldo won his first significant international competition with Portugal in Euro 2016, although he missed the preseason and the first few weeks of the club season due to injury. Then, Madrid appeared to take advantage of their window of opportunity with quite the same players, winning 3 straight European Cups and dominating La Liga in 2016-17. In his early 30s, Ronaldo, like many of his colleagues, relied more on smart, skill, and experience than on athleticism. They appeared to be operating as a unit on autopilot, simply stepping up their performance when necessary. In the 2016-17 and 2017-18 seasons, respectively, Ronaldo scored 19 and 23 league goals from open play while taking less shots than ever before since joining Real Madrid. Ronaldo's overall figures remained solid with 86 goals across 2 seasons, despite a decline in several specific statistics, like dribbles and long shots. He continued to perform well under pressure and lead wisely. Despite this, Ronaldo still managed to score 31 goals in Juventus's Serie A, championship-winning season during his first year there. However, his performance suffered greatly in his second season due to injuries and inconsistent play. He only managed to score 21 goals throughout all competitions, and his performance in pivotal games was criticized, with Juventus trying to regain their rhythm and Ronaldo scoring at a lower rate than in past seasons. The current campaign has also been difficult. He is still an important member of the team, though, and his leadership and expertise are still quite useful. His shooting totals dropped, 5.36 and 5.44. His non-penalty goals, 0.50 last year, 0.60 this season, were at levels not seen since his final season at Old Trafford, and his XG, 0.60 and 0.48, were at levels not seen since his debut season in Spain. These declines occurred before Serie A was suspended in March. His percentage of long-range shots, 37.7%, was consistent with the previous 5 seasons, but he scored very infrequently from distance. 1 goal in 112 attempts for Juve came from beyond 21 yards. On the other side, his touches in the box have significantly increased, 8.44 last season to 13.43 this year, which is a record for him except for 1 year at Madrid. That means that while his teammates are eager to find him, they might not always pass the ball to him in a position where he can harm opponents as frequently as they once did. With that said, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. And if you found this content helpful, give the video a like.